The seventh knock. Everyone in Black Ridge knew one rule. If someone knocked on your door exactly 7 times after midnight, you never answered. People laughed about it during the day. Teenagers dared each other to stay awake. Visitors assumed it was just another small-town legend until someone heard the knocks. Ethan had only lived in Black Ridge for 3 days when it happened. His grandparents had left him their old farmhouse after they passed away. It was quiet, surrounded by endless forests and miles away from the nearest neighbor. Perfect, he thought, for finishing his graduate thesis. At 12:43 a.m., while typing at his desk, he heard it. Knock, knock, knock. A long pause, then 4 more. Knock, 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 exactly 7. He frowned and looked toward the front door. No footsteps, no car, no barking dogs, just silence. He remembered what the cashier at the grocery store had joked earlier that day. If you hear 7 knocks, pretend you didn't. Ethan laughed to himself. Someone's messing with me. He walked toward the entrance. Before touching the doorknob, he glanced through the peephole. Nothing, only darkness. He opened the door anyway. The porch was empty. No footprints in the fresh rain, no wind, no insects, nothing. He shrugged and locked the door again. That should have been the end. Instead, something had entered with him. The next morning, small things felt wrong. His coffee mug wasn't where he left it. The television turned on by itself. Every clock in the house showed a different time. At night, he began hearing footsteps upstairs. Slow, measured, as if someone was pacing from one bedroom to another, but the second floor was empty. He searched every room. Nothing. On the 4th night, he woke to the sound of breathing, not his own, someone else's. Standing beside his bed, he grabbed his flashlight. No one. The breathing stopped, yet the indentation on the mattress beside him remained, as though an invisible person had just been sitting there. He packed a bag. Enough was enough. As he opened the front door to leave, he found another house. Not outside. The world itself had changed. The porch now overlooked a hallway instead of the forest. Wallpaper peeled from rotten walls. Portraits stared at him. A chandelier swung without wind. His own house had become part of something much larger. He slammed the door. Back inside, the farmhouse looked normal. Outside, the hallway remained. His phone had no signal. The windows no longer showed the woods, only endless corridors stretching farther than light could reach. Hours passed, or maybe days. Time stopped making sense. Then came the knocking again. 7 knocks. This time, from inside the walls. Knock, 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 pause, knock, 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 knock. The wallpaper bulged. Something underneath was moving. Hands, dozens of them, pushing outward, searching. The walls split open. Pale fingers crawled into the room, impossibly long, bending in directions bones shouldn't allow. A face slowly emerged. It had no eyes, no nose. Only a wide smile stitched together with black thread. When it spoke, it sounded exactly like Ethan. "You open the door." The creature stepped fully into the room. Behind it stood hundreds of identical figures. Each wore Ethan's face. Each smiled the same stitched smile. "You let us in." He ran. Through the kitchen, into the basement. The stairs stretched impossibly long. No matter how far he descended, the bottom never came. The whispers grew louder. Thousands of voices, every one of them his own. You should have ignored the knocks. Suddenly the basement ended, not with a floor, but with another front door. There was nowhere else to go. The knocking began again, 7 times. He refused to open it. The voices laughed. Days passed. Hunger became unbearable. The knocking never stopped. Eventually, he reached for the handle. The moment he opened it, He found himself standing on the porch of his farmhouse. Morning sunlight, birds singing. The forest was back. Relieved, Ethan drove away without looking back. Months later, another family bought the abandoned farmhouse. Their little daughter asked her mother a strange question on the first night. "Mom, who's the smiling man standing in the trees?" Her mother looked outside. No one. Just darkness. Then, at exactly 12:43 a.m., knock, knock, knock. A pause. Knock, 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 knock.